So now we can do the rest of the condition where we can pass the value in and either get a Boolean response for the function. So let's set up the function. So setting up a separate function, check time of day, and then this is going to take one parameter, so it's going to be a number. So we want to make sure that whatever value is being passed in here, that this value will return back a message for the user, and we're going to use the switch statement for this. So let's pass in whatever ans is into the check time of day, and then over here we want to return back a value for the user. So let's use the switch statement. So whatever number is passed in here, and we know that it is a number. So using switch num, and now we can check the case. And if the num is less than 12, then we're going to have the case of true, which we can return good morning. And don't forget the break. And then the other case is going to be false, afternoon. Then we can also have a default case. So we're passing in a value if the value of num is less than 12. So if this comes back true, then we're going to say good morning, return back good morning, and we'll output that message on the page. So how about we add it in and update. We're just going to add in a new div, and what time is it? And instead of saying what time is it, let's take a selection of that element. So message, and then document, query selector, select the element with a class of message, and let's update the inner text of message and update the text content of whatever gets returned back in mess. And we can even make this shorter by whatever gets returned back is going to be what we're going to place within the message area. And now we are ready to try that. So let's enter in a number. So it says good morning. And if the number is larger, it's just going to say good afternoon. And we should also check to see if that number is too large. So essentially the way that the switch works is it checks to see what the expression evaluates to, and then you have the various case possible results. Let's do another quick one where we'll update the message value to whatever the time of whatever the day is currently right now. So right now I'm recording this on a Thursday. So let's output Thursday, and I'll just call it output today, and then we'll run this function. So this function will take in whatever the current date is. So whatever the value of today is, so new date object, and we're going to use the get day method. So it's going to return the day of the week, and we'll console log out whatever the day of the week is. So it's going to be a numeric value from 0 to 6. And then let's run this whenever the page loads. So we'll run that. So see what gets output into the console. So it's coming back as 4. So 4 is equal to Thursday, starting out on Sunday, which is 0. So let's return back the actual date. So let's use switch statement and whatever the value of today is. And if case is 0, then the day is going to be Sunday. So let's set the day name to unknown. So that's our default. We're just going to set it to unknown. And if the case is 0, then we're going to set the day name to equal to Sunday. And then we'll break case 1, and same format. So if it's 1, then this is going to be equal to Monday, and then we break on that. And you always need to include the break. If you don't include the break, then you're going to have an issue with it's going to just return back whatever values are. So I'll show you how it works without the break, and then I'll also show you how it works with the break. So it's going to automatically go to case number 4 because that's what day it is, what day of the week it is. So if I've forgotten the break, so first we'll just make sure that we're getting the day value out there. So 5, and then the last one's 6. So this will say Friday, and this will say Saturday. So we're returning back the different value of the day. And I'll update message text content to equal, and today is a whatever the day name is. So let's see what happens. So refresh, today is a Thursday. And what happens if I forget the break after Thursday? So we refresh and it will say today is a Friday because it's going to move to the next available assignment value. So it's going to go through here and it's not going to have any break. So it's going to continue and it's going to say, okay, well, day name equals Thursday, but there's no break. So it'll reassign the value of day name and it will assign it to Friday because there's no break from the code. You can also assign using values. So you can check to see on the switch. So we can have another switch statement, and this can take in the day name and it can check to see if it's the beginning of the week or the end of the week. So depending on what the value is. So let's week status, and I'll set that to unknown as well. And then we'll update the week status. So depending on the case, so if case is equal to, let's say, Thursday, and we'll update week status. And we can have multiple cases, Saturday, end of week, and then we'll just break here, case. And also, I'll just use the case or the default value. So if it's not the end of the week, then it's going to be the beginning of the week. So default, and it's going to default to week status, beginning of the week. Or I'll just call it start of week. Start of week. And I'll update these to use the backticks, the template literals. So it doesn't look as cluttered using the template. Today is a whatever the day of the week is. It's the whatever the week status is. And then use a backtick to close that off. So let's see what happens. So today is a Thursday. It's the end of the week. And then we also saw with the way that the break works. So we can remove those, and that's not going to change anything. So today is a Thursday, end of the week. If we remove out the Thursday as a case and only have it Friday, so it's a Thursday, start of the week, because we're just using the default. So that's how you can use the switch statements and customize the output messages to the users.